which provides that the DA's members automatically cease to be members when publicly declaring their intention to resign from the party. Now, once again, the DA's desperation has led to them taking another shortcut to get rid of me before following due process. And also sticking to the DA's principles of fairness and justice to allow me to stand before an impartial tribunal and respond to all of these untested allegations against me in public. I've always maintained that I am fighting for my right to natural justice and to clear my name, and I will never give up that right. For months, as you all know, various DA members have repeated untested allegations against me to taint my name and my reputation as a corruption fighter in this country, and include the latest smear where 2 members of parliament shared a fraudulent letter about me purporting to be from the Auditor General. Now, for months, I have been subjected to slander and attack by DA members before being found guilty of anything. As I sit here today, I've not been found guilty of anything. They've tried to break me so many times, but I will never succumb to their bullying. Why was it so hard for the DA to run the disciplinary charges against me in an open process? Before I even suggested at one stage before a retired judge or an advocate, if this is done, the whole process can be concluded in a matter of weeks. Now the party has forced me to return to the courts, which I will do on Friday, the 11th of May 2018 at 10 o'clock in the morning. And as I speak, my lawyers have sent the court papers, which I have with me, and it's one of the reasons why I was delayed this morning, because I had to sign off the court papers. My lawyers will then send it on to the DA lawyers. And I will show on Friday that this so-called automatic cessation clause is unconstitutional and it's unfairly applied to me. That is the purpose of going to court on Friday. I've always maintained that my only aim in this matter was to clear my name and that I was not married to any position. My integrity and my name are things that I've worked very hard for more than 40 years in politics. And these are things I value more than anything else, because these are the values that nobody can buy. It's values that you have to protect. Now, despite this mockery of fairness and justice, I must thank the thousands of supporters from all over the country who have sent so many messages of support over the 8 months that I've endured this relentless onslaught by these bullies against me. That's the end of my statement. I will now take some questions.
Thank you very much. I don't know everybody fully certain. Can we start on this side? We go to you, Leanne, and then Jason, and then yeah, and then we go in that side. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Paul Lohman from News 24.
Okay.
Can I go? Or, go?
Yeah.
I'll start. May I just have 2 questions?
Yes, Paul.
So you are going to go to court on Friday.
Yeah.
Have you considered your future in the party beyond that? Do you consider yourself no longer a party member? And if so, have you been talking to other parties, perhaps the ANC or EFF, or even a new party ahead of your court challenge? My second one is just your response to the news that broke on Monday surrounding the fake AG report. Can you just give elaborate on how you feel about that? Thank you.
Leanne.
So the DA has essentially shut the door for you to clear your name, as you've been asking for the past 8 months. What now? How do you intend to clear your name, since they're not giving you this open process that you've been asking for? Also, earlier in the DA's press conference, they said that you had essentially stonewalled the fair trial or the fair process you have been asking for because of your request to have it open to the public and media, and that they tried long and hard to finalize this process and to give you a fair chance to state your case, but you have been stonewalling it. What's your reaction?
Can we just take Dennis and then that lady, and then will you answer them?
And
we can oh, sorry, Jason. Jason?
Mayor, as we speak,
Yes.
in a couple of minutes' time, the new acting executive mayor of Cape Town, Mr. Nielsen,
Yes.
he will be addressing a press conference.
Yes.
It seems as if the DA already has the whole thing, this whole thing planned out. Mr. James Salfer, at the previous press conference we were at, he
Yes.
says that names of certain MACO members have already been punted to constitute a new MACO.
Yeah.
The politics aside, where does this leave an ordinary Cape Townian who has known the city of Cape Town's face as your face? Where does it leave them? And we all know that Mr. Nielsen has a very particular idea of the water crisis. He's been caught napping many a times. Where does this leave all of us?
Thank you. And
Okay, can I take these first three maybe? Paul, let me start with the fake fraudulent letter that's been circulated on social media. We have been able so far to track that over 11,000 people have seen that fake social media post. We've also been able to determine that not only members of parliament but also councillors have circulated this post. And strangely, after your statement yesterday, or the statement from the AG, it just like all disappeared from the social media. But we've taken those posts and short snaps of those posts. So time permits today, I need to go to Calumet Square to go and lay fraud charges of fraud against those members of parliament and councillors. And there are also some people that are on big WhatsApp groups that have also shared the same fraudulent post. Then I also need, time permit today, a right to the Speaker of Parliament, because this is definitely a violation of the Code of Conduct for Members of Parliament, where all public representatives, we are expected to uphold and protect Chapter 9 institutions, not violate them. Then I will also write a letter of complaint to the Federal Legal Commission of the party to complain about these members. You will know we had previous cases of Diane Kohler-Barnard that reposted something. Just recently we had Desiree de Waal also reposting very defamatory statements. And so I will be writing to the party too. Then the second part of my charge that I will lay with the police today is one of criminal injuria. Because people have been smearing my name in public. So that's what I intend to do later on with that, and then leave it in the hands of the police to further investigate. You also ask about the future. Well, I've said it many a times. I can sit down and design and reinvent myself and become, and because I'm still ready and I'm still prepared to serve my country in any capacity. I believe that 23 years of a democracy, that we've not done enough. We've not broadened the base of people tasting the fruits of our new democracy, and I have the energy to do so. But I cannot sit down and design my future while I have this cloud hanging over my head, which I've been fighting for the past 8 months to clear my name. And to answer Leanne's question, if there are now so many unfinished processes in the DA. There is my disciplinary hearing that has been put on an indefinite postponement by the DA because we have asked for a certain member to recuse himself from the panel. We've also asked Sheila Cameron to recuse herself from the panel. And then we have also asked that this hearing be open to the public and to the media. And Media 24 has also put in that request. It was only until last week, Thursday, when, and that was the 3rd of May, no, the 4th of May, no, the 3rd of May, when the party officially said no to an open hearing and to the public and to the media. Because they knew if they had to say no earlier, and I was going to take them to court on that too. Because they've smeared my name in public, and therefore I believe that my name needs to be cleared in public. So my future, once I'm ready and once I've cleared my name, I will certainly take everybody in my confidence. There's a lot of speculation. And people have got the right to speculate. You know, I hug Cyril Ramaphosa at the Jazz Festival. Oh, she's going to the ANC. The next week I go to Mama Winnie's memorial. She's going to the EFF. I'm sure if I have coffee with Bantu Olamisa tomorrow, I'm going to the UDM. And people are entitled to speculate, but I've made it very clear that I will design my future once I've cleared my name. And if the DA has now denied me, again your question, they've now denied me an opportunity through due process within the systems of the party. That's why we have the courts. Remember, on the 3rd of May, the DA was supposed to, on the 3rd of May, hand it into the court documents that we wanted to use to challenge the Steenhuisen report. The JP Smith letter, they absolutely, in contempt of court, they refused to give that 30-page JP Smith letter, because that is what the Steenhuisen report is based on. They refused to give us just the record of the Steenhuisen report. So I'm not stonewalling, I'm very sorry. I mean, I write in my diary every day what is happening, because I'm also writing a book of this whole chapter. And I think it will make for good reading if I expose those SMSs and the emails and how I have tried to get certain information from them. That was never, I can assure you, I've never stonewalled on this. Let me go to now that the open process is being denied, I've dealt with the Stonewall. I knew from the beginning that because there was a predetermined outcome, and the predetermined outcome was to get rid of Patricia de Lille, there was no way that they were going to follow due process in terms of their own systems. Then, in terms of the deputy mayor, you say there's a press conference at 12:30. I've already been informed that certain of the MACO members has received letters that they must vacate their offices. So I don't know what's going on there, because they're really jumping the gun. Because in terms of the court papers here, we're now interdicting the IEC. We're interdicting the city manager from declaring a vacancy. So it's not over yet for them to go already and disband the MACO meeting.
Thank you very much. Can I just go over to the lady there and then to Dennis and then follow up and then we're coming this side. Just short questions, please.
Mr. Lille, I want to ask you, how do you actually feel today?
Yeah.
You knew this day was coming.
Yeah.
But how's your day been today? Do you feel betrayed, or do you feel like fighting, or what?
No, I'm ready to continue this fight, because to me it's about my human rights, it's about my political rights, it's about showing South Africans that we are all equal before the law and before the Constitution. That since I fought for these rights in the struggle against apartheid, I claim my rights in the Constitution. And I also want to show other South Africans, don't allow people to violate your rights. that is what we must all do as South Africans. So I'm still ready, I'm fit, and I'm going to court on Friday, like I said, at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's not going to be the end. There are now at least 3 outstanding issues, but the DA want to take a shortcut, because the shortcut was going to be the recall clause. They were supposed to decide on the recall clause on Saturday, and then give me 48 hours notice and which to resign. They decided to drop that. I don't know what's the response on the recall clause. So in short, Marlies, I'm ready to continue to fight. You asked about the people of the city of Cape Town. It's because of them that I'm putting up the fight. Because you know what, in all the public meetings where I go, I get thousands of messages of support on a daily basis. And I have made a commitment to serve the people of the city of Cape Town, and I have continued to do so. So I'm really, the message will go out, my phone look like a Christmas tree, people are phoning from all over, and I say thank you for all the messages of support. But I think what needs to happen is that in the DA's press conference later on, they will have to explain to the city of Cape Town and to the people of Cape Town why they've removed me as a mayor. I'm explaining to you what is my fight back strategy.
Sorry, can we just go to Dennis and then...
Sorry, the maker was dissolved.
Yes.
Yeah, the maker was dissolved. That is just a correction that I wanted to make.
Can we just go to Dennis? Earl? I'm getting you as a follow-up, Dan. Dennis, Earl, and the gentleman at the back. And this, yeah.
Just to put this point of clarity, are you still the mayor? Do you still see yourself as mayor? And with the dissolved maker, do they have the power to dissolve the maker?
And just to add on that, Mayor, do you consider yourself still a member of the DA pending your court review?
That is why I'm going to court, because I'm challenging this automatic cessation that they've used now, that clause 3.5.1.2, and we will be before court 10 o'clock, and I will respect the outcome of the court. Yeah. Yes, the maker must be. You see, once the person ceased to be the mayor, then the mayoral committee that was appointed by that mayor also gets dissolved. But what I'm saying is that this is now subject to me, as far as I'm concerned. It is premature because it's subject to us getting an outcome from the court on Friday.
Okay, before Patricia is going to respond again, can we just take the gentleman at the back and the gentleman here? Yeah, and then the follow-ups, and then we're done with this side, and then we go over
Yes, I
there.
only have one follow-up.
Okay, Earl?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
this is maybe not figures maybe for the DA, but just your reaction on it. When the ID joined the DA, dual membership clause was included in the DA constitution. Is what happened today not contradictory to that clause? My first question. Second question is, you said you received a message from FedEx just after 7 this morning. After 5 this morning, there were various DA members, one FedEx member amongst them, various City of Cape Town councillors and officials of the DA already commenting on this, on the outcome of yesterday's FedEx, on what is the outcome. Your comment on that.
Okay.
Yeah, Major from Cape Town, Madam Mayor. Just in regards to the DA's decision this morning, do you consider this a concession from them that there was no real evidence against you, prior to issuing this radio interview?
Okay.
Mayor, I'm confused.
Let's just get your question quickly. I'm coming back now. Can I just get the last question? I didn't write it down.
The DA's decision this morning, do you
Yes.
consider it a concession that there was no real evidence against you?
Okay, Mayor, I've read a lot of statements with
What is your name?
Pilar Nombebe from the Sunday Times. I've read a lot of statements since this debacle started with like big English, reams of court papers. But one thing I don't understand, how did we get here? Why is the DA so intent on removing Patricia Tato? What happened? What broke?
And then my follow-up
Yeah.
Is-
Leanne and Edwin.
with regard to the leaked fraudulent Auditor General report. The members of the DA and the public representatives are now being subjected to a police investigation before the DA actually takes any action against them. You can go onto their social media pages, you can see that they did it, that they spread fake news, so to say. There is, as you said earlier, you have not been found guilty of anything. There's no proof of any wrongdoing in your case. So do you think that what applies to the goose applies to the gander in the DA?
In terms of due process,
Yeah. So
now
it's-
all must be subjected to due process. I can't expect them to do the same to other people that like they've done to me. And that is why I said I'll be writing to the FLC to also complain about those members.
Jason?
Mayor, just I'll give you a simple question. Can you still go into your office, number one? And number two, do you still regard yourself as the mayor of Cape Town?
I'm going back to my office. I'm having a meeting with the city manager too this afternoon. What I do know is that while I was away, the deputy mayor already had a meeting with my staff in the office. So I'm going to go back there now and have a meeting with the deputy mayor and with the city manager.
And what will you be telling them?
Well, I'll be telling them that I'm taking this matter to court. And I'm sure by now they would have been told, because we're citing the city manager, we're citing the IEC, and also the third respondent is also the DA.
Thank you. Any this side?
No, I must still come to Polani's question. Up till now, all these allegations against me that it has been publicly put out there for all of you journalists to read. I remember the CNASN report was sent to every one of you. They did the same with that affidavit of this guy, Anthony Fowle. So all of these things have gone out into the public. When I respond, because I have to protect my integrity, then I also get charged for that. Because in the latest vote of no confidence, one of the reasons why people have lost confidence is because I've responded in the media. And so currently, in the disciplinary hearing, there are just two charges against me. The one charge is that they claim that I have sent an SMS to a panel member when we did the interviews for the city manager last year. So he says, okay, can we have the name of the person that I sent the SMS to? Can I have a copy of the SMS? I have the number that I allegedly sent this SMS to? So that the person can come into the disciplinary hearing and be cross-questioned. 3 months later, I'm still waiting for that information because that's evidence. They must produce evidence. So all of these allegations, it's untested and there's no evidence. That's why the comment made to say, is this a concession that there's no real evidence? It's true. This is a quicker way for them to get rid of me without having to go through the trouble for them of producing the evidence and the record of these complaints against me. Well, Polani, what broke the relationship? I'm sure the DA must answer themselves. But from my side, when I have a lot of time to think about these things now. In around about 2014, when I approached the party and I said, look, I would like to transform the city of Cape Town. And I produced an organizational development transformation plan in 2014. And because I realized that if I want to take the city to the next level, you have to change the methodology of planning. Because if you plan the same way, you get to the same result. So I produced this draft transformation plan. And then that's where things started going wrong already. People didn't like the word transformation, they didn't like what I was trying to do, the spatial integration and all of that. And that whole campaign against the transformation was led by J.P. Smith and the deputy mayor. But finally in August 2016, I then went to council, and council adopted this organizational development transformation plan. Again, that plan was questioned by the federal executive, and I was asked to, and they put a committee together to look into this plan because they want to make sure that this transformation is not going to change the whole city. For me, that is where we started. Certain individuals in the DA, the conservatives really, if they think it's a victory today, it's a victory for the conservative people in the DA who don't want to see transformation in the city of Cape Town. But I've managed that within the structures and the procedures of the party. In the past 5 years was a sharp learning experience for me, from 2011 to 2016, and I wanted to use that experience to actually take the city to the next level, all to the benefit of the majority of the poor and vulnerable people in our city. So that shortly is what it is.
All questions answered this side?
Now, Earl wanted to know about the dual membership. Earl, the dual membership, we had it from 2007 up till 2014. And up 2014, we decided to contest the elections together, and then the dual membership ceased. Now, you say the DA members discussing this on social media. It's typical, how I've been treated, There are certain people who are connected to people in the FedEx. Last night already, at about 7 o'clock, a journalist phoned me because the journalist was told about this last night. So I came to know about the decision last night already, but I couldn't say anything until I was officially notified this morning. And so therefore, with my lawyers, we could start preparing the papers last night already. That's why it's ready now. I've just signed it now. It's because of these leaks to the media and so on, but it's now water under the bridge.
Okay. There's a follow-up, and then we're going over on this side. Anybody that wants to on this side?
My
Leanne,
question
the floor
was
is
just
yours.
answered.
Is it okay? Anybody else? Nothing?
Can I ask one more question?
Okay.
Mayor, why not an urgent application, as in today, as in go to court right now? Why are you going to court only on Friday?
Well, we tried for even last night, but it wasn't possible. The court rolls are very full. And then we were hoping for Wednesday, which is tomorrow. But now, at least, there will be enough time set aside on Friday.
Before we conclude, Leanne?
I do have a follow-up.
Okay,
So earlier in the DA's media briefing, James Self said that the DA had already gone through 3 court cases with regard to the section
Yeah.
that they've used now, 3.5.1.2,
Yeah.
and they've won. So they're ready to go to court if you choose to challenge this, and it seems that the DA will win because the courts had ruled in their favor before. Do you know about these 3 cases? Are they similar to yours?
No, I think my cases are all first. I haven't seen any legal precedent. With the recall clause, as you all know, the clause was designed especially to get rid of me. So there's no legal precedent on the recall clause. I don't know about the legal precedent on the setting aside and the review of the Steer Nation Commission report. And then, of course, now we are testing this automatic cessation of membership that is in the Constitution. Those are the cases that I'm currently involved with the DA.
Thank you very much. That's the last question, and then
It's Anthony from Sunday Times as well. I was just wondering, Mr. Lille, will you ever go on a talk show radio again?
I was on one last night. From 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, I was on Power FM. Before that, I was on another radio station. No. I will continue to talk. Because again, we will test whether in fact, also in terms of freedom of speech, how far do you go? For me, as a public representative, it's not the first time. Remember, I was thrown out of Parliament in 1998. I went to the High Court and I won there, and I went to the Supreme Court of Appeal, where actually the right of freedom of speech was tested. So for me, I'm going through the motions because I think our judiciary is an independent judiciary, and we need to set this legal precedence. Because taking on the recall clause, I'm really doing it for all the public representatives of the DA. I don't mind to be the guinea pig.
Thank you, Ms. Bell, and then we conclude.
Last question. It's a follow-up to what Jason asked earlier. Madam Mayor, you're working with people, about a few of them, about 63 of your caucus members, 63%
Yes.
of your caucus members. They're not happy or don't have confidence in you. How's your working relationship with them, firstly? And then my last question. A lot of people on social media say, but they still support the mayor. A lot of people confused. So is Patricia still mayor? Is Patricia not mayor? Obviously, this has an effect on service delivery as well, because MACO members don't know, do I still have a position, don't have a position? Officials don't know what's going on. What's your message as Patricia to the residents of Cape Town and South Africa?
Well, in terms of the motion of no confidence, as you can see, that I have challenged, I've asked for specific days when these things happen. I've asked for the specific content of what happened, because the recall clause cannot be applied retrospectively. So, in fact, the motion of no confidence had to be based on what people think or thought I did wrong between the 8th of April and the 25th of April. But you find that in the vote of no confidence, it opened up with the words, 4 months she's been doing this, 4 months she's been doing this. So, and this percentage of caucus members, is of caucus members that were present. It's not the full caucus, it's caucus members that were present that night that the 70% came from. So, obviously, with the vote of no confidence, and many of the lobby group led by the deputy mayor and by J.P. Smith, they promise many people positions. That when the mayor goes, the maker's going to be dissolved. We're not going to bring those that we perceive to be close to the mayor back. And so people are voting with their stomachs because they were now going to get executive positions. Angus Mackenzie, who is the mover of this motion, he already went to Sub-Council 5 offices to go look at the furniture there because he's been promised that position. So people really voted with their stomachs also. And that's why I've always asked the question, like the 40 members who voted against the motion of no confidence, they've actually gone to the structures and they got a mandate to vote against it. Did everybody get a mandate from the structures of the DA to vote the way they are? Or are they voting with their stomachs? So all of these things will become clear as we go along, and people will say, yes, you were right, or you've been vindicated. So that's it. What else is there?
No, that's the last thing. Anybody?
Where do you go to now, Madam Mayor?
Where do I go to now? I'll go back to my lawyers. And then I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock with the city manager and the deputy mayor.
Can we be present at that meeting?
Rodney, are we allowed to ask you a question?
No. This is all
Mr. Lille, may I just ask, between now and Friday, who is the mayor?
Who is the mayor of Cape Town? That's a good
Really?
And the acting mayor.
Yeah, no.
I think there will be. I mean, if I'm not there, then the deputy mayor always acts as the mayor. Who they're going to put in as a full-time mayor is. But I've got a suggestion for the full-time mayor. Maybe it should be Chester Missing. Papa that they can pull.
But sir, today, do we have a mayor and an acting mayor today?
I don't know. I have to go back to the city manager and find out now, because the party did write to the city manager to say that I'm no longer the mayor and I'm no longer a member.
Well, that information, can you let us know later perhaps what the results of that meeting is, just so that the citizens know, just for the next 3 days at least.
Okay, and then, you know what, I just also want to ask you, I cannot compromise my media staff in the office, so they're not helping me with any of this. So if you want to make contact with me, please do it directly to me or to Rodney.